So in this video, we're going to learn how to create this type of arch where the steps are inward. Previously, we modeled this one, all right, where the steps are going up like this. And this one is, what you call it, up, down, whatever. But this is what we're going to create today, all right? So let me show you. We are actually going to use, we could use the same one that we created earlier. So let's go with this one, all right? And so let's press 7 for top view. And let's rotate this around the 3D cursor. All right, so it will rotate around the bounding box or 3D cursor because the origin is in the center. So let's press R and rotate it by either 180 or negative 180. All right, we just want it to be on this side. And let's tap into edit mode. And let's now select, press 3 for face select, or click on this. Select this and then press Shift G. And we want to select coplanar faces, the faces that share the same plane. All right, just this side. So press X and delete faces, right? And let's also delete this face. Let's press X and delete that face. And the one to the bottom as well, delete that face. All right, let's turn off subdiv. Good, so we have a start. Let's delete this face. So press 3 for face select, Alt and left click on any one of these edges here. Select that whole face and press X, delete faces. All right. Okay, good. So we want to create this. Let me show you this arch where we need this face to extend here and also to the back as well. So that's what we're going to do here. So how do we do that? So in edge mode, click on this and Alt left click on this edge. Press 1 for front view. Now we're going to offset this edge. So how do you do that? We can press Ctrl E for the edge menu. Offset edges, click on offset. All right, and by default it's set to 2, but I set it to like 0.15. So with this edge now, we're in edge mode, we're in edit mode. Alt left click on this edge here, and then we're going to press Ctrl E, bridge edge loops. And now we want to take this edge here, Alt left click, and we want to actually just this outer edge. Just this outer edge that we want. So Alt left click this outer edge and we want to extrude it to meet this edge here. So we could do this in side view. So we could press 3 for side view and we want to enable vertex snapping. So now we're going to press E and Y and hold Control and hover the mouse over there and snap to that vertex there. All right, great. And then we're going to face up these bottom faces. So we click Alt, left click this and press F. Alt, left click and press F. So far, so good. And then what we could do, now you may be tempted to Alt, left click and then press F, create a face. Nothing's wrong with that. However, if you're using subdivision surface modifier, that wouldn't work. Matter of fact, let me show you what happens. So let's enable the subsurf. Click on this, you see? That is because, as mentioned earlier, you see these faces are not connected to anything, or these vertices rather. And then we could decide to add more vertices and so on. It will take some time. We can do that and make it look pretty nice quads. Or there's another way to do it. You see, as long as the vertices are connected and it's on a flat surface, then the subdivision surface modifier will work perfectly. So Ctrl Z to undo that. All right. And we're going to press now Control, let's turn off this, Control F, and instead of grid fill, just press F. So they're not quads, however the vertices are connected, and that's the main thing. It's a flat surface, so we wouldn't see any imperfections when we add the subsurf modifier. So click on this and it's perfect. All right, if we go to our wireframe, it looks terrible, but that's okay. All right, we get what we want. Even if we go to matcap, this matcap, we could be able to see it in a different setting. Sometimes some unforgiving settings to see this to make sure that there's no imperfections with our mesh. All right. And even the matcap there shows it's really nice. Really nice. All right. I think the bevel is a little bit too thin. So we could increase this bevel like 0.008. Maybe 0.005. Yeah. Really nice. But we're not done yet because remember we want it to be a flat top like this one here. So you know how to do that. You saw it in a previous video. So let's do it again. If you haven't looked at the video, it's really easy. 3 for face select. So left click here, control left click, shortest path, control left click, get the shortest path. 1 for front view, and let's press E, right, and just drop it about there. And we want to scale this in the Z-axis, but we want to make sure it's not scaling towards the 3D cursor, but rather bounded box center. So SZ0, and we can even move it down if we think it's too high, and then re-enable our subsurf. Really nice. So there we got our layered arch. This time it's inner with a flat top, and that's how you model this in Blender 5.0. So I'll see you in the next one.